What is imposter syndrome? What is it? Where does it come from? What does it mean? Or actually, what is it that causes imposter syndrome, and why do we feel the way that we feel? And what we're going to be talking about today is the cause, not just the symptoms. Imagination is so powerful, but we kind of have it knocked out of us at school. Don't look out the window, don't build dreams, don't do daydreaming, all that kind of stuff. But actually, reality is it's the most powerful skill that we have within us. So if you've always acted and reacted in a certain way to a certain stress or situation, as long as it kept you alive, which we are here today, it'll always do the same thing again. Which is why if a rat was to run through the middle of the floor here today, some of us will react differently to others. Karen just had a fit over there. I saw that in your face going, a rat. But the reality is, the rat running across the floor, some people might look at it and go, oh, that's like my pet Roland at home. Other people might go, holy poo, what's that? And there will be different reactions based upon your own beliefs and biases, which are learnt through experiences throughout life, right? And as we live life on autopilot, because 95% of the time we don't know what we're thinking because we're unconscious, what that means is we're living like robots. We always do what we've always done because we always get what we've always got because that's the way it's always been. That's right, isn't it? We're always doing what we've always done. And this is also based upon our learnt behaviours and our values. That's what happens in life. Just imagine if a little rebel in the IT department decided they were going to have some fun with your Excel spreadsheet without you knowing. And just imagine that they decided one day they're going to change the code. So every time you put 2 and 2, it shows 5. Right. Not only would it be completely frustrating, it would also be out of your control, right? Because you put 2 and 2 and you expect the program to work. But that little IT department rebel, he's having some fun at your expense because he knows every time you push enter, it's going to cause you to throw a hissy fit. And it doesn't matter how many times you put that information in, as soon as you hit enter, you're always going to get 5, right? So the only thing that's going to fix it is change the program. Willpower. We can bring in willpower, can't we, to decide we're going to make a difference and we're going to actually take control of what we want to think. But how hard is willpower? I'm going to go on a diet. How hard is willpower? Because we know that 95% of the time, it's our unconscious in control, not our conscious self. And when we look at imposter syndrome, what we're really talking about is a symptom. This is something which presents itself as us feeling a certain way to the world when we're put under a position where we need to be something which we then unconsciously doubt. I'm not good enough. I don't feel right. I can't do this. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I talk. I don't like the way I walk. All this is all negative introspection, but we need to go back to the cause. What is it that causes us to have those thoughts? Because sure, we could run a course here and say, right, imposter syndrome, it's all about having confidence, isn't it? And it's all about just getting out there and doing it and making things happen. Is it? Because all you're then doing is putting a sticky plaster over the symptom. Is to put your hands together for me for Mr. William Professor Burrow. Round of applause, please. Here we go. Okay. I lied. It's not William Barrow at all, it's Will Barrow. Will helps us with, doesn't he? He can help us take that physical workload and make something of it. But the thing he can't carry or can't help with is emotions. If we can't put it in Will's barrow, it's because it's in our mind. You're doing great, just keep it there. Throughout, later this morning, I'm going to be doing a little experiment. Oh, I like that one. You just got a brownie point. Absolutely right. The reality is what we're demonstrating here is that most of us, of course, can hold a book, can't we? And if we look at that book being stress, most of us can deal with a bit of stress. I'm not going to do it to Michael because it's his birthday. But if I was to have somebody stand there for 10 minutes holding that book, at the end of it, the lactic acid is going to start to really get to him. And that's exactly the same with stress. We can all deal with stress. But when we're constantly under stress, when we're constantly under pressure, when we're constantly under supported, it gets too much, doesn't it? And it gets to a point where we snap, just like he's just dropped his hands. But Michael, the demonstration here really is that, yeah, all of us can hold that book up, thank you, mate. But it's only holding the book up far too long that it becomes bloody painful in the book of stress. That is yours to keep, sir. So not only you go away with a bag of eggs today, you've got a nice book as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks, mate. Cause of the motivation. Because if the cause of motivation is by fear, we do things like, I don't want to be broke anymore. Okay? Or I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be unliked. I don't want to be vulnerable. All that motivation is from a position of I don't want to be somewhere else, so I want to be over here. We're all getting this. So that motivation is I'm removing myself from that place and making myself to this place. That is a negative motivation. I want to be over there because it looks bloody good. Yeah, I want to be there because that's where I want to be financially stable. I want to work how I want to work. I want to be with the kind of people I want to be with. So look, these sound really similar, don't they? I don't want to be broke. I want to be financially stable. Some would think they're the same thing. The outcome might be the same to an observer, but can we see how different the motivation is? It's significantly different. One of these takes us down a shortcut to be very unhappy, and one of us takes us a shortcut to be very happy. So to be motivated by attraction, we have to set intent. We have to be absolutely committed. I'm going to make this happen. You know, we have to have intention. We have to have purpose as well, because if we don't have purpose, what's the point, right? And we've got to put some good old-fashioned passion into it, because if we don't put passion into it, we're not going to feel the way we need to feel. I've been brought up all my life, all my working life, to work hard. Mum and Dad never had lots of money. We didn't live in a posh house, never went to university. In fact, we lived in a 2-bedroom terraced house in Maidstone with an outside toilet and one tap. Okay? We didn't even have central heating. We had paraffin heating. That's the kind of time that we had, right? And I luckily had a really good upbringing from a point of morals, values, and beliefs in human stuff. We just didn't have any of the money stuff. So I was set on a mission to think, right, I'm not having my kids go through that kind of shite. Okay? So I was operating on fear-based or attraction-based motivation? Fear-based. Correct. I didn't want to be there anymore. So I set myself up on a mission to get away from there, because I wanted this stuff, but I want to get away from that. It worked. I say that I had some superb successes and some fantastic failures. And we have to have failures to learn, don't we? Because if we don't fail, we never ever learn. We have to fail to learn. I'll be happy when I get a new car, when I go on holiday, when I get a new job, when I win the lottery, I'll be happy when. It's always future pacing. It's I'll be happy when. Now, the challenge is our brains are quite simple, you know. They just run programs. 2 and 2 makes 4, not 5, right? It's a program-based system that our minds work. I'll be happy when is a process. I'm always going to be happy when. Where is when? In the future. It's not in the here and now. Because happiness only exists in the here and now. We can't be happy in the future until it becomes now. And we can't be happy in the past apart from when it was now. We can look back on the past and have wonderful memories, but actually all reality is about the here and now, right here, right now, right today, right now.